So the players are about to get underway in match number 2 between Germany and Greece. 18 seconds left on the warm-up clock. It will be Panagiotis GIONIS against Patrick Baum. Germany leading 1-0 at the moment. A relatively easy victory for Dmitry Ovcharov against Kalinios Krianga. Patrick Baum, the world number 21, the German number 2, will face the Greek number 1, European number 23, and world number 64. And GIONIS has a very good chance of doing well in this match. Panagiotis GIONIS started very poorly yesterday against Pavel Platonov. He came in as the number 1 player and was beaten 3-0, 11-9, 11-9, 11-9. It looked very bad then for Greece as they trailed 2-0 against Belarus, but he then played exceptionally well against Vladimir Samsonov, 12-10, 9-11, 7-11, 11-8, 11-6 in the final set. In match number 4, and it allowed Kalinios Krianga to then face Platonov to win them a place in this final and to guarantee that silver medal. And Baum will not have an easy ride of it here. He leads 4-2 after 6 points. He should be able to win this if he is on top form. Patrick Baum on top form is a very, very good player, but just lacks the consistency to be a guaranteed victor. Germany, of course, playing without Timo Boll this year. He's missing the European Championships for the first time in 11 years. It makes the singles tournament a lot more interesting, a lot more open, but it also means that Germany have found it a little more difficult to get to the final. They have won, and won in style, but it has at times been a little more close for call than they would have liked. Dmitry Ovcharov being called upon to fill the very big shoes of Timo Boll, and he has done so far. Patrick Francisco, also one of the surprises of the tournament. Very composed and decent play from Francisco, it has to be said, for such a young player. So after 10 points, it is Baum with a 2-point advantage, 6-4 in this one. And that ball taking a little deflection off the net, enough to put Patrick Baum off. 6-5 the score. And so GIONIS getting back on level terms, 6-6 after 12 points. GIONIS, a defensive player. Learned to be a defender for a very early age, only really started using these offensive forehands like that one when he was 21. Originally his coach thought he wasn't good enough to play an attacking style of table tennis, and that's why he has this very interesting mixture of defense and attack. It can be very difficult to play against. And he is leading 8-6, rather 7-7 is the score now. My apologies there. 7-7 after 14 points. Players trading those forehand top spins, and there that one. A little more down the middle from Baum. Decent shot from him from the left-hander. A 3-point advantage opens up again for the German. 9-7. Very, very quiet in the multiversum here. There are plenty of people in the arena, but at the moment the atmosphere is rather timid. It is in complete contrast really to the match earlier on. The Romanians and the Germans making a lot of noise, but the minute the Greeks haven't really had too much to cheer about. I think as soon as they get a set on the board, we'll be hearing the Germans and the Greeks in full voice. But they need to get that set, and GIONIS needs to win at 2 more points to prevent Baum from taking a 1-0 lead here in the opening set of this second match. Second set point saved. Still one more here for Patrick Baum. And there it is. This time he does make it count. Third time lucky. So Patrick Baum takes a 1-0 lead in Greece. Still yet to get a set on the board. And the longer it goes on, the more worried they will be, and the harder it will be to get a set as well. Big, big occasion for Greece. Their first ever final. Their first ever team medal as well. And perhaps the occasion will be getting to them a little bit. Krianga is no stranger to big, big games. But in a team event, Greece have no experience. Next match on the main table today, on table 1, will be Patrick Francisca against Konstantinos Papageorgiou. Papageorgiou also a defensive-minded player. Francisca will have a lot to do against Papageorgiou there, but he should be able to get the victory. So a lot lies on the shoulders of Panagiotis GIONIS here. Needs a big, big set. Needs to do something to get those Greek fans behind him. At the moment, they all look very, very nervous. Decent point from the big Greek man in the opening phases of this second set. Much better start to the second set for Panagiotis GIONIS. 5-2 he leads. That one's a very good shot as well. Plenty of force behind that one. However, he balances it out with a very, very poor serve. Cannot afford to make those kind of mistakes at this level and at this stage of the competition. Because against Patrick Baum, you will be made to pay for giving away cheap shots. So 10 points played. GIONIS with a 2-point advantage, 6-4 he leads. This is already the Greek players' 7th game of the team event. Yesterday's match against Vladimir Samsonov was by far and away the longest. 49 minutes that one took as they went the full distance. He lost to Prokopchov, was able to beat Gavlas, Montero and Freitas, and then lost to Platonov before beating Samsonov. So he's faced some rather difficult opponents, but perhaps Samsonov was the hardest one so far. And it was a victory that he more than deserved. Very, very good points there. An excellent exchange from both players, and GIONIS gets the point. This time GIONIS trying to go with a showboating shot. There wasn't much more he could do about it, as Baum played that one into an area where GIONIS was never going to get to. 8-6 the score. GIONIS still with a 2-point advantage here in the second set, trails by 1 set to nothing. Another timeout called by the Greek team. GIONIS still leading by 1 point here, but he was in a better situation a while ago. He was leading 8-5 and also leading 7-4 as well. Just 13 minutes have been played in this one. 11-9 the first set, 8-7 the second at the moment. So the players return to the table. 8-7 for GIONIS, still that 1-point advantage for him. Another very good rally, and this time it's Baum that wins the point. 8-8 after 16 points. So 3 in a row from Baum make it very, very interesting now. So Baum to serve. GIONIS 2 points away from Greece's first set victory in a final. 9-9. And Baum did very, very well there. Wasn't an easy point to win. And he now has set point as well. Just one opportunity for the German here, GIONIS, to serve again. Not the best option there from Patrick Baum. 10-10. So the German being taken all the way this time by GIONIS. It was a similar situation in the first set as well. 11-9 in the end. So another set point for Patrick Baum, set point number 2. And relatively easy this time as Baum makes it 2-0, and Greece continue to search in vain for that first set victory in this year's final. 5 sets without reply. Dmitry Ovcharov beating Kalininkos Klyanga early on 3-0 without any difficulty. And now Baum leads 2-0 against GIONIS, and we need to see something very, very special from the Greek number 1 if he is going to be able to test Patrick Baum here. Able to take him all the way on both occasions, 11-9 and 12-10, but it's a little bit too similar to the way he played against Pavel Platonov yesterday. He also lost all 3 matches 11-9. He was a bit of more of a case of getting close, but no cigar in the end. And the same situation has panned out here. Not playing awful, but not playing spectacularly well. Just good enough to keep to hold his own against Patrick Baum, but not good enough to really look like he's going to be able to win the set. Third set now about to come up, and that GIONIS has to win it. First point does at least go to the Greek player. As does the second. Now, theoretically, Baum could afford to drop a set in this one, but I don't think his coach would be very happy. It would be a very impressive sign of dominance if Germany were to go on to win this one 3-0 without dropping a set. Papa Georgiou watching on. He will be taking on Francisca in the next match. So 6 points played, and GIONIS with a 5-1 lead. He had a 5-2 lead in the second set, went on to lose it 12-10. Now this is looking very good for GIONIS here. He is now 4 points away from giving Greece their first set victory in a team final event. And another service error from him, second one of this match so far. Cannot afford to make mistakes like that. Baum making no mistakes. He knows he cannot afford to give GIONIS any room to return those kind of shots. And the same happens this time, as it is now 7-4. 3 points separating the two players. 2 decent points in a row there from Baum as he takes the game to GIONIS. GIONIS, of course, no stranger to playing deep behind the table, a defensive specialist originally. And there is that backhand chop of his. One of his favorite shots, the backhand chop. And this time not helping him out too much. 7-5 the score, 3 points in a row from Patrick Baum. So GIONIS now 4 points in the lead. He has 2 more points left to get to give Greece at least one set in this final. And it should do the world of good as well. They will not want to be losing this final in a 3-0 whitewash. Four set points now available for GIONIS. And 1 set point saved, still 3 more left to play for the Greek. And Baum should have done better there. The first set does go to Greece though, and they will not be defeated by a love-to-3 game. And that will be something positive for Greece to take away with. And they're probably not going to win this final if we are very honest. It would have to take an immense performance from the Greeks. I'm not sure they have the quality really to be able to trouble Ovcharov and Baum over the course of a 5-match final. In any case, they do have their first set on the board, Greece, and maybe GIONIS will come out in this fourth set and play a little bit more relaxed. He didn't play too badly in that third set at all. Baum perhaps conserving a little bit of energy. He still leads 2-1. Still one set needed for him to give Germany a 2-0 lead. So a quick change of shirt for Patrick Baum. And it will be the German to get us underway in set number 4. First point, once again, it goes to Panagiotis GIONIS. It would be great for the Greek fans if GIONIS can test Baum and perhaps force a fifth and final set here. If GIONIS can really make Baum work, then it may well have an effect on the rest of the German team as well. And maybe a little bit of doubt may creep into their minds. Again, too hot to handle for Baum as GIONIS smashes that one. A 4-0 lead for GIONIS as well in this fourth set. And Baum needs to be very, very careful here. And that clip on the net sitting very nicely for GIONIS, and he took advantage of it. Nothing really Patrick Baum could do about that one. Now this is very interesting. 6-0 GIONIS leads, and Baum has gone from leading 2-0 and being in a pretty comfortable position to trailing 6-0 in the fourth set and staring at a fifth and final set, and he throws his towel away back into the towel bin in disgust as well. He knows that he should be playing better than what he is at the moment. And Baum cannot buy a point at the moment. 8-0 he trails. GIONIS 3 points away from sending this one into a fifth and final set. Oh, what a shot this time from the Greek as he makes it 9-0, and Baum needs to get his head together because at the moment he is being demolished by the Greek, I mean. So at least 1 point on the board for Patrick Baum. And GIONIS needing 2 more to level this up at 2-2. Rather wayward shot from GIONIS this time. 9-3 the score, 3 points in a row from Patrick Baum. still has a lot of work to do in this set if he is going to win it. GIONIS needing just 2 more points. Baum needing 8. So 7 set points for GIONIS to send us into a fifth and final set. And there it is, Baum conceding it without really putting up much of a fight. And so a very, very quick set, that one, and Baum needs to refine the form he showed in the opening set. Otherwise, Greece will be getting their first match victory here in a final. And it will also open this final up and make it a little bit more interesting perhaps for the neutral. It will certainly give the Greek fans a lot to smile about. Well, what an unfortunate bounce from Patrick Baum's perspective. Opening point goes to GIONIS once again. And at the moment, Baum really cannot deal with Panagiotis GIONIS. It took the Greek player a little while to get into this match, but since set number 3, he has been well in control of this game. (11-7) the second set, 11-3. With 11-7 the third set, 11-3 the fourth set, and now he leads 3-0. And Baum has called a timeout, and my word, he certainly needs it as well. He is in trouble out there. He's on the ropes. Needs to fight back. Next match will be Patrick Francisca against Konstantinos Papageorgiou. And then, if needed, if GIONIS wins this match, it will mean that Dmitry Ovcharov will take on the Greek number 1 for match number 4. Again, just too ferocious, too venomous from Panagiotis GIONIS. And again, carbon copy of the last one, 5-0 he leads, and Patrick Baum is in desperate need of some divine intervention here. And you can perhaps sense now that this is the time when Germany really start to notice that they haven't got Timo Boll in their team. Because if they had Boll, he would have been the #1 player perhaps, and then you would have had Ovtcharov and then Baum in at number 3. Instead, Baum is a #2 player, and he's really finding it difficult here against GIONIS. Finally able to get a point on the board, but GIONIS is surely not going to let this lead slip out of his hands. A 7-1 lead he currently has over Patrick Baum. And it really is that mixture of defensive composure and attacking aggression that really makes GIONIS a very difficult player to play against. And he now leads 9-1, and 2 more points needed for him to give Greece their first ever point in a European team event final. Seven match points for Panagiotis GIONIS. Big moment here for Greece as they are about to get their first points in a final, and there it is. GIONIS makes history, and so we have at least 2 more matches in store for us now. Francisco will take on Papageorgiou, and then Ovtcharov will face GIONIS.
Francisco for Germany and Konstantinos Papageorgiou for Greece.